Hey guys, welcome to our podcast here on a cold and blustery, windy, chilly day here in Trenton, New Jersey. My name is Fred York. I'm here with Let It Run. My partner, Johnny Costin, is in Florida preparing for a return home today. We wish him safe travels. He probably might have joined us if he could have, but got to get things ready to get back to beautiful Trenton, New Jersey, Hamilton, New Jersey, where it's going to be like 15 degrees. He's been down there in sunny Tampa for quite a while. Spent some time, as we know, on at Tampa Bay with one of our colleagues, Wadey Khalif, who lives in Tampa, and we hope to get down there again and talk to Wadey. We're going to do a special race today. That's part of something I'm going to talk about and take a minute to talk about. Once we also take a minute to talk about our sponsors. Obviously, we have our two sponsors who've been with us from the very beginning. Case's Pork Roll, family owned and operated since 1870. Try Case for the taste. There's no question they're the best around. If you haven't had pork roll, you really are missing out on something special. Also, the vape shop in Hamilton. We wish Alicia all the best. They're located on Route 33 in Hamilton. They have all your vape supplies and a full selection of top-selling CBD. Some really exciting news. Brisnet is a sponsor now with us. We're very grateful and thankful for them being a part of what we do now. We certainly are going to make use of the connection we have with Brisnet in the sense that we're going to put more podcasts out there once we get our studios figured out. This is the first of what we would call, I am going to call Bro's Brisnet pick of the day. We'll get to that shortly. We'll talk about that. But again, Brisnet, please go to brisnet.com and check out their information. They have a wealth of information. I mean, they have everything covered from, past performances. They have data files, pedigree information, tip sheets, workout reports, just a wealth of information. Definitely worth your while to go to Brisnet. We, John and myself, particularly myself, have made use of Brisnet for a long time. John has become a disciple, if you will, of Brisnet recently. John certainly has his own methods, and they work very well because John, as you know, has had opportunities to participate in the Las Vegas National Handicap Championship, which we are hoping to get our opportunity to participate in that this weekend on Saturday. We will be at Monmouth, John and myself, and perhaps a couple of guests with us, doing our podcast at 12:30 on Saturday live from Monmouth, where we will also be participating in the NHC contest, where 2 seats will be given to the NHC contest in Las Vegas. But don't forget about us on Friday at 3 p.m., where we will do our happy hour podcast. We'll talk to John about whether we're going to continue to break down the Southwest Stakes race, which I'm sure we've all heard about, has been scheduled for February 6th due to the cold weather out there in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Probably a very good idea. Many of the tracks around the country, as I'm sure we all know, have been canceling and rescheduling. The Holy Bull will be run on Saturday at Gulfstream Park, where we will cover the late pick 5 on Saturday. We'll talk about the Holy Bull on Friday, our happy hour. We may or may not talk a little bit about the Southwest Stakes because we have a week ahead. But we may look at that anyway and give it a little bit of feel of that. We're all waiting on the decision that the Aqueduct is going to make about their Saturday card, where they also have a, Kentucky Derby prep race, the Withers Stakes, which is obviously up in the air right now because Aqueduct has canceled their racing for today and tomorrow and Friday. I don't see the huge difference in the temperature on Saturday down there at Aqueduct. So we'll play that by ear and see how that goes. Just keep your eyes and your ears open. If we hear anything, we'll be sure to let you know. Obviously, you can be sure to catch our podcast as we start putting them together. John and I are going to try and do 5 or 7 a week. We have our staple, the Friday 3 p.m. happy hour, where obviously we've had some guests. We're going to look to get more guests on. We're also going to continue to have our Saturday podcast at 12:30. But during the week, much like today, this special podcast that we're doing. Going to talk about a race at Tampa Bay Downs. It's race 7, a 6 furlongs claiming race on the dirt. It is a claiming $8,000 non-winners of 2 lifetime. Currently has a field of 10 runners, which is great, which means there could be some value in there, or there will be some value in there. I'll mention the 2 favorites in here who have been talked about by a few people already. Talking about the number 9, Fit to Fire, morning line 2-1, likely to be the favorite. We'll let that go at that. The number 8, Redbird Nation, also has Hot Rider Rodriguez on that horse, trained by Juan Aragona, 30%. This horse dropping 2 classes, which is a Brisnet angle. When this trainer drops a horse 2 classes, which is what they're doing right now. Last race he was in was an option claiming 16,000. Obviously way over his head, lost by 16 lengths, came in 9th. 47%, decent amount of in terms of the number of races that 40% represents. But that's not going to be the horse that I'm going to fall on here. I want you to pay attention to this because this is an angle that I don't use very often. It wouldn't apply if it was in the Southwest Stakes. Certainly, we talk about weight allowances and how much a weight break can mean. Well, I always look for it if it means a lot. Where there's a horse in a race of this nature, meaning it's a 6 furlong race. It's a claiming $8,000 race. So there are some horses in here, obviously some quality horses. Excuse me, no doubt about that. But I'm going to go with the 6, Star of Abraham, trained by Mario Lopez, decent trainer down there, Tampa Bay. Be ridden by Fernandez, 0 for 12. Does that bother me? No. I'd love to see this jockey get a win and get bathed with the baby powder and the water and the jelly and the peanut butter, whatever they put on these jockeys. I want to see that happen today. Now, let's talk about why I like this horse. This horse does have speed, okay? Brisnet has this horse ranked at E8. That means, and he always does, if you look at the past performances, he gets out of the gate. There's no question he's going to get out of the gate. And not only is he going to get out of the gate, this time he's going to get out of the gate with 12 pounds less. Does that mean anything? I think so. Not all the time. Certainly if a horse is just running in a bigger race, again, weight doesn't make as much of a difference. But 12 pounds, and also Equine Edge has this horse rated as the highest 97 speed rating in the field. U.S. time form pace early. Okay, 112. Certainly another plus. There's a couple of other speed horses in here, particularly the 9, which is likely to be the favorite. I just think this horse is going to get out. And if the jockey gets him out of the gate the way he should, because again, he always fires. If you look at his past performances, the first 2 clicks out of the gate, he's ahead of the horses. Again, runs out of steam at the end, hoping that at 8-1, this horse can continue to stay out front once he gets out front. So my bet's going to be on the 6 horse to win place. And if it's 10-1 or more, which I think is likely to happen, if it's 10-1 or more, I'm going to go win place and show. Because the way I like to do a 10-1 bet on a horse like this, if it's a win place and show, is if, let's say you put $20 on the horse and he comes in, and then that's $60, 20 across the board. And he comes in third. I'll just give you an example. And let's say he pays $5 or $6 to come in third. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Depends on who comes in front of him. At least you might get your money back. Comes in first, boom, boom. That's when we're going to see some big money. If you want to play an exacta, certainly the horses to play with this horse would be the 8, the 9. Those look like to be the morning line favorites. There has been some talk also about the 4, Radar Control, ridden by Jockey Ferrer, a good jockey down there at Tampa Bay. So that's my play of the day, bros. Brisnet play of the day, the number 6, Star of Abraham, at currently at 8-1. That's the 7th race at Tampa. It goes off at 3:25 Eastern time. So check it out. Be sure to watch us. We're going to have more podcasts coming. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Cases Pork Roll, The Vape Shop, and Brisnet.com. We're very happy to be a part of Brisnet. And please check them out. They have a wealth of information that gives you some information that you don't get from other websites and from other handicapping sources. So as we close out this podcast, be sure to pay attention. We're going to be around again on Friday at 3 o'clock. John should be back in town. Hopefully have a safe trip home, John. Be safe. We'll do our podcast at 3 o'clock on Friday. And on Saturday, We'll be back on board at 12:30 at Monmouth. John and I both looking for a seat. That'd be great. That'd be a good exacta. Freddie Bro York and Johnny the traveling handicapper Costin finishing 1 and 2 in a contest and both going to Vegas. Let's do it, John. So anyway, just remember, bet smart, cheer hard. Fast horses equal serious fun. And until next time, folks, let him run. Good luck with that horse, the 6 horse at Tampa Bay's 7th race. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon.